I remember 5 years ago when I was just still at university in my dorm room and I was seeing all this content and it was still fresh, I just had my own place and I was like, yeah, now I'm free. I can do whatever I want. I just had to go to uni, study, and I have some free time and I can do whatever creative project I want. But this content creation and posting content on the internet, I couldn't do that because I was thinking there is nothing I can add, no value I can add because I'm just a random dude in a university dorm and it's just useless. I don't have an expertise to share. I don't have a talent. I don't have a special ability. But first, who knows? First, because when you're in your mind, you're inherently biased. You can't see your own abilities. You need feedback from the outside to actually know that you have an ability. But to discover it, you have to put yourself out there first. That's the thing I realized because 2 years ago I started playing the content game. I started faceless channels, got millions of views, and I realized, yeah, actually I can just repurposing content works, but it's still not me. It's just I was like trend hacking or trend jacking, if you call that. That gets a lot of views, but it's not me. So that's a problem. And then I found out about personal branding. So like, oh yeah, personal branding. All right. I don't have any charisma, so I'm just gonna go with written content. So I was doing written content. But again, it was not entirely me. Let's just say it was an overthinking version of me because when you're writing, it's different than when you're just speaking your mind. It has more filtering because you're thinking, how am I going to say this? Oh, this doesn't sound really good. This idea can be triggering for certain people, whatever. There's just so many things that comes in your mind when you're writing, and there is much more filtering rather than if you're just speaking your mind, especially if you're not editing the video and you're just like talking head style, saying what you mean, actually. So all of this was just to avoid me putting myself out there in an actually authentic way and actually getting feedback, relevant feedback on the actual me, on my actual work, my actual value, the value that spontaneously comes to my mind and my ideas without filtering, without overthinking. Now, getting feedback from the outside, and actually, like, you're not a subhuman. Like, you're not a subhuman, you're still a human. People, when they see humans, of course, like, you are on internet, so there will be a couple of trolls here and there, but like, you really don't care because these trolls, you can identify them and really picture them being trolls in their room with a troll lifestyle, so you don't really care about that. But generally speaking, people react positively to humans, not to repurposed content, trend jacking, or scripts, but they react very well to actual humans who speak their mind. It's just human nature. Again, not taking into account the trolling, etc. But anyway, once you get that feedback from real people by putting your most spontaneous and authentic self out there, then you're getting more relevant feedback. And then the content creation process makes it becomes more rewarding. Because you don't need, again, going back to the initial problem, which was seeing all these creators getting hundreds of thousands of views and hundreds of comments and trying to put yourself or to bring yourself to their level and realizing it's impossible, which will inevitably make you quit or give up. Now you're just realizing that a single comment from a real guy, it's way more rewarding. Because I put like some shorts of repurposed content that was like not me, and I got like hundreds, thousands of comments, but it wasn't real. I was disconnected because those comments concerned or were about the person I was reposting. So I still had some results for myself because I owned the channel, but it was still disconnected. I wasn't yet in the real content creation process. But when you dare putting yourself out there and you get that first comment, like really commenting on what you spontaneously give, it is different. Now you're like, all right, like this internet thing has really some benefits that are not really sexy. They're not really marketable. It's not like making 10K a month or being a star, being super famous or like crazy stuff. It's just you talking about something you really care about, and that thing that you really care about, some people on the other side of the globe also really care about that thing. So much so that they're taking 10 minutes of their time, or 5 minutes, or maybe 2 minutes of their time to actually listen to you. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like, there is not, even like in real life, there is not a situation where people, it's not really frequent, a situation where people take 2 or 3 minutes of their time to listen to you ranting or going into a monologue because your ideas are so interesting. But here, it happens. That's the real content creation process. It happens. People care about the ideas, and they want fresh ideas, and we want fresh ideas. And I even start valuing more small creators because it's so unfiltered, it's more authentic, and I found value in that. So I'm just taking my time to listen a random guy speaking for 10 minutes because his idea is the thing that I'm interested in, not the package, not the experience or the actual content creation skills, but the idea. It really hits different. Now the content creation process gets more exciting, and you actually get the real the real thing. You're actually in the real content creation process, not like it's being marketed and strategized and stuff. You have the core thing. Then, I mean, once you have this foundation, and once you really experience the fundamental experience of content creation, then you can elaborate and build upon that. Start editing, start adding B-rolls, maybe some music, fancy introduction, structuring the video, optimizing for the algorithm, focusing on the thumbnails, on the color, etc., etc. But to me, the most important thing is that I can sustain all of this because what would I optimize? What am I coloring? What am I editing? What are those B-roll mean for me? If the answer is nothing, it's not sustainable. All this hard work really goes to waste. If I'm doing that for a script that I don't really care about, or maybe I care and it's different. It is just different. The real content creation process is you realizing that in the 21st century, you're really handed the power as a thing that was reserved for the emperors and the kings. Like the ability to just rant and having hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people listening to you, right? And liking you for that thing was reserved to the elite back in the days before the internet. It's just, you're being handed, and I had that thought. Just imagine you're being handed a power that only the elite of the world had back then, right? And you're not like rising yourself at this level, or you're not like benefiting that much from that. You're not taking that opportunity. You just realize this. If you just travel back in time and you tell these people, you can have that very specific power that the king has, what would you do with that? And he like, depending on the people, they would say like, I would just change my situation, bro. I would just literally, I would change my situation. I would take control of my life, right? And they would not believe you to begin with. It's unbelievable. But that's basically it. That's what it means. Creating content in the 21st century. That's really in essence what it means. It's having your voice being listened by thousands of people because they are in circumstances such that they care about your ideas. They can afford caring about your ideas. So they do. That's the real opportunity. Not having tons of views and feeling good about that. That's the cheap dopamine version, or that's a byproduct. You're getting like cheap dopamine, which actually is a trap. Because if you just like capitalize on the cheap dopamine, then you are losing the fundamental, the basis of what I'm just saying, which is, I think I just made the whole point. So anyway, take care, have a nice day, and eventually see you later.